good ride, getting him a little bit stretched. Great effort, and it's going to be close.
Comes Pup. Wow.
From being run over by a bull to being violently massacred, these are the 10 deadliest accidents in bull riding history. Number 10. Silvano Alves. Silvano Alves is one of the most respected riders in the history of the PBR. Three-time world champion, his methodical and calculated style has led him to complete rides that others would not even dare to attempt. But even the greatest have nights that turn into a true battle for survival. That day, Alves faced a bull that already had a reputation for being complicated.
Oh! Oh boy, and he took a shot, right?
From the moment the gate opened, the animal came out like a bullet, performing a series of powerful jumps that seemed to lift higher off the ground than usual. The first seconds were a constant struggle, with Silvano using all his experience to maintain balance and not be dragged by the centrifugal force of the spins. In the fourth second, the bull made a change of direction that completely threw the Brazilian off balance. His torso leaned forward, and that minimal error was enough for the animal to pull him off the rope and violently throw him to the ground. The impact against the dirt was dry, raising a cloud of dust, and Alves felt the blow knock the air out of him. Before he could move, the bull turned toward him, forcing the bullfighters to rush in quickly to cover him and guide the animal in the opposite direction. Silvano managed to get up and walk out on his own, but the pain in his ribs and shoulder became evident. He later declared, "In this sport, you can do everything right and still end up on the ground. That bull beat me today." Number 9. David Cash.
Oh!
David Cash is not an unfamiliar name to those who follow bull riding. Known for his toughness and straightforward style, he has earned respect by facing bulls that most would avoid. However, his encounter with this particular rival ended up becoming one of the most extreme moments of his career. The start was explosive. Cash came out strong, but the bull began a sequence of short, violent spins that broke any attempt to find a rhythm. Each jump was accompanied by a twist of the back that made David's body lean more than it should. The audience, aware of the danger, reacted to each movement as if watching a boxing match where every punch was decisive. In the 6th second, the animal executed such a sharp spin change that Cash lost control of his legs, leaving him at the mercy of inertia. He was thrown to one side and landed on his back in the dirt. He had barely touched the ground when one of the bull's hind legs passed dangerously close to his head. The bullfighters, in a quick maneuver, distracted the animal to allow David to get up. The result was a severe shoulder contusion and muscle strain that kept him out of competition for several weeks. Still, Cash calmly declared, "It's part of the game. I don't like losing. But if I'm going to do it, let it be against one of the best." Number 8. BJ Cramps.
This is round 2. Here we go. Hop, skip, round the left. Oh, get your foot down. Attaboy. Attaboy, BJ. Spurring, trying, hustling. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's knocked out. Oh, he's knocked out. Look at that.
BJ Cramps experienced an event that marked a before and after in his career. Known for his bravery and ability to stay calm under pressure, he faced a bull that, from the first jolt, made it clear it would not give an inch. As soon as the gate opened, the animal came out with an unpredictable pattern, alternating high jumps with tight spins in both directions. Cramps managed to withstand the first seconds, applying his technique to absorb the impact of each jump and reposition himself before the next one. The crowd, aware they were witnessing a high-risk ride, held their breath. However, in the 5th second, the bull performed a sideways jump combined with a head shake that lifted BJ from his seat. His balance hand tried to hold on, but the animal's strength was too much. He was thrown forward and landed on his right shoulder. The blow was so strong that he immediately grabbed his arm, fearing a serious injury. Luckily, although the pain was intense, there were no fractures. The later diagnosis revealed a severe muscle strain. Cramps later commented, "It felt like they ripped me out of the air. There are bulls that don't just throw you, they rip you out of reality." Number 7. Cody Custer. Cody Custer, a rider with great potential and refined technique, faced one of the greatest challenges of his career in this encounter. Facing a bull like this is like getting on a roller coaster without a seatbelt. You know the ride will be short, but every second can decide your fate. The bull came out with unusual power, chaining 3 vertical jumps that lifted Cody almost completely off the rope. Custer tried to regain his seat on each landing, but the animal gave him no rest. The force of the spins pushed him from side to side, forcing his legs and arms to their limits. In the 4th second, a sudden change of direction caused Cody's weight to shift to the opposite side. That opening was enough for the bull to throw him out, launching him violently to the dirt. The fall was hard, and the impact against the ground echoed throughout the arena. Custer was attended to immediately, and although he walked out on his own, the medical examination revealed several bruises on his back and neck. There's no way to prepare for something like this. You can watch videos, train, but in the arena, it's all different, he declared. Number 6. Tuff Hedeman. The legendary Tuff Hedeman is synonymous with courage in bull riding. World champion and symbol of resilience, he has faced some of the most feared animals in history. But this particular case is one of the most remembered for the severity of the impact and the risk it posed to his life. From the very start, the bull showed a different kind of aggression. The jumps were high, but the most dangerous thing was the violence with which it whipped its head back, a move that could hit the rider directly in the face or chest. Hedeman endured with impressive skill, keeping his eyes fixed and body aligned to counter each attack. But in the 5th second, the bull delivered that dreaded backward blow. The animal's head struck Tuff's face directly, throwing him backward while he was still on its back. Blood began to pour immediately, and the crowd fell silent. The bullfighters intervened at once, protecting the injured man while he was taken out of the arena. The blow caused facial fractures and required reconstructive surgery. Despite everything, Tuff returned to compete months later. "You can break my face, but not my spirit," he said firmly. Number 5. Chad Castillo.
Man, has he made a big showing.
And he's got a nice bull here, El Nino, that he should ride into his hand, making a good ride, getting him a little bit stretched. Great effort, and it's going to be close.
And he is still there, still hung up. Chad Castillo in trouble.
Chad Castillo entered the arena with determination. His plan was simple: make a clean ride and rack up points. But what happened turned into an open-air lesson in terror. He drew a bull with endless energy and, after the first few seconds, ended up hanging from the rope, unable to free his hand. From that moment on, it was pure endurance. The bull took off with force and began dragging him in circles, pulling and slamming him with every jump. The scene went on so long that the commentators called it the longest hang-up they had ever seen, and the entire arena went silent, waiting for the bullfighters to manage to release him. James DeBoard, mounted on horseback, tried to get close to throw a rope and cut the drag, but the bull kept accelerating. When Chad completely lost his footing, the situation became even more dangerous, as every pull slammed him into the ground over and over again. Later, Castillo explained it bluntly: "The moment I got hung up, I stopped feeling my legs." He knew that without legs, he couldn't jump, couldn't roll, couldn't escape. The helplessness weighed as heavily as the blows. The bullfighters did what they could, but there were stretches where the bull ran so fast they were out of reach. When they finally managed to free his hand, Chad fell uncontrollably, stiff from the pain. The medical check confirmed what his expression had already said: both arms injured and legs numb from the beating. That day, there were no points, only the reminder that in 1 second, a ride can turn into a trap. Chad Castillo left the arena with a battered body and a mind full of images that take a long time to fade. Number 4. Jim Sharp. Jim Sharp came in with the confidence of someone who has seen and overcome almost everything. He knew the bull had a name that sounded like a bad omen: lights out, and still settled in, as if it were just another night. The first seconds seemed manageable: firm posture, secure grip, focused gaze. Then everything changed. The bull launched a sharp jump and a tight spin that broke Sharp's balance. He tried to recover his body position, to find center, but there was no time. Jim's head collided directly with the bull's head, and the blow echoed throughout the arena. The fall was hard, but what came after was even more brutal. The bull twisted its body again and threw him into the air as if he were a rag doll. When Sharp hit the ground the second time, he stayed motionless for a few moments that felt eternal. Later, once things had calmed down, Jim Sharp put it plainly. "I don't remember the exact moment it threw me. One second I was fighting to hold on, and the next I woke up on the ground." He added that he never wanted to feel a hit like that again, not so much because of the physical pain, but because of the sensation of a total blackout, that black instant when the body shuts down as if someone had flipped a switch. Fortunately, tests ruled out serious injuries. There were bruises, neck pain, and a solid concussion, but nothing broken. Still, the lesson was clear. With that bull, one mistake is enough for everything to fall apart. Jim Sharp walked out, but with another invisible scar. Number 3, Aaron Seamus.
His shoulder to him, or get out from under him. Get out of there. Big, Dan.
Aaron Seamus learned the hard way that making it to the World Finals doesn't mean you'll walk out unscathed. His rival was Promised Land, a bull that gives no respite. The moment the gate opened, it was clear something was off. Aaron tried to adjust his timing, to sync with the pattern, but Promised Land had no pattern. All it took was one jump with a powerful spin to send him airborne. That could have been the worst part, but it wasn't. As soon as Aaron Seamus hit the ground, the bull was already on top of him. First came the hooves, one stomped to his side, another grazing his ribs. Then the bull lowered its head and shoved him, as if trying to plow straight through his body. There were seconds of confusion when Aaron didn't even know where he was. Later, he recalled it in fragments. The fall, the attempt to roll, the stomp that knocked the air out of him, the shove to the chest that left him powerless. "I thought I wasn't going to walk out," he would admit later. The commentators weren't exaggerating when they said Promised Land turned the ride into a settling of scores. The medics checked Aaron Seamus immediately. Luckily, there were no open fractures, but there were deep bruises, blows to the chest, and a pain that lingers even when the arena lights are long gone. That day, Seamus proved that the difference between a scare and a tragedy is sometimes just the angle of a hoof and the speed of a few bullfighters. Number 2, Mason Lowe. Mason Lowe was 25 years old.
Nope. But on this day,
he was respected for his composure and his calm style, a professional who honored the arena with every ride. In January 2019, in Denver, during the National Western Stock Show, he did what he always did: eyes forward, firm hand, centered body. The bull exploded out of the gate, and Mason held every jolt with precision. Then, balance was lost. It was a fall without visual drama. Simple and terrible. Mason hit the ground and had barely lifted his head when the bull reached him. The hoof came down on his chest with the full weight of the animal. That stomp tore a valve in his heart and caused internal bleeding that progressed before anyone could do anything. He was rushed out urgently, but time was already against him. The news shook the entire circuit. A rider has died after last night's event. His name remains present not because of his end, but because of the way he rode before that last fall. Serious, brave, without noise. At the next event, his chute stood empty. There was silence, and in that silence, a collective acknowledgement. This sport is real, it is dangerous, and sometimes it hurts more than the body can bear. Mason Lowe was not just a tragedy. He was a reminder of why every second in the arena is worth more than any number on the scoreboard. Number 1, Chris Shivers. Chris Shivers is one of the greats, and yet he endured a punishment few forget. It all began with a decision that seemed small, choosing a bull he didn't know. He said it himself. "I haven't seen him. They say he's a short black one, a fighting bull. All that's left is to tighten up and see what happens." That was a mistake. The gate opened, and the bull, Shorty, came out like a missile. Before Shivers could adjust his grip, the horn hit him square in the head. He dropped instantly, as if someone had shut his body off. That seemed like it would be enough, but it wasn't. Shorty turned around, found him on the ground, and came at him again. This time, it wasn't just a blow, it was a beating. He used his horns like tools, pushing him, driving them in, repeating the attack, while the bullfighters tried to pull his attention away. There was a brief second of hope when they managed to distract him, but Shorty changed his mind and came back. Chris Shivers couldn't move, legs unresponsive, arms limp, his body shut down. In that moment, the medics rushed in and didn't hesitate. He had to get out of there immediately. Afterward, Shivers was clear. I should have known what Shorty was. Not knowing cost me everything that night. Legs, fractures, I paid for it. There was no epic, no show. There was reality, a bull not to be underestimated, and a rider who paid the price for that small decision. Chris Shivers left the arena with a different kind of victory, being alive after something that could have been worse. 10 cases, 10 blows of reality. Chad Castillo hanging until he lost feeling in his legs. Jim Sharp blacked out by a headbutt that left him with no memory of the impact. Aaron Semes stomped and shoved in the chest, nearly stopped cold. Mason Lowe, whose loss changed the spirit of the circuit forever. Chris Shivers, taken down by Shorty and finished off by a bull that doesn't forgive hesitation. These are not stories of spectacle. They are truths from the arena. In bull riding, there is no margin. There is technique, yes. There is heart, always. But there are also seconds when luck shrinks and the bull decides. These moments prove it. The body endures until it doesn't. The mind holds until the blow shuts it off. That is why this sport has never seen the same way after hearing these stories. Because behind every ride, there is a name. And behind every name, there is someone who accepted the risk and sometimes paid the price.